And so, yes, I believe that we have a better understanding of that part. But then you also have stem cells, and the stem cells they're in the news. People are talking about them. They're spinning off their own and re-injecting them, and they're doing all these kind of stem cell therapies. When again, it's about just getting the body to do what it's designed to do. And so, we have 37 some odd trillion cells, and we have between 50,000 and 200,000 adult stem cells. And that sounds like a big disparity because a lot of these just lie in dormancy, or their proliferation never occurs, and their protection is not occurring either. So this formula addresses the ARE, the antioxidant defense system, and all the other genes related to cellular defense and repair, but is also helping protect and proliferate stem cells for tissue repair and replacement. And then one of the other things you're hearing in the news quite often is the telomere. And the telomere is the end cap of a chromosome, so much like the little plastic tip on a shoelace. As cells replicate, that shortens. And once it's too short, that cell can't replicate anymore. So you've got cells that replicate because of damage, and then they reach this limit where they can't replicate anymore. This is why you have people that can be heavy drinkers all their lives, and then boom, cirrhosis of the liver sets in, because the cells have replicated up until that point. They can't replicate anymore. And also, if you think of at the end of a shoelace getting frayed, and you've got these DNA fragments, and all the issues then happen with this kind of rogue frayed DNA out there. But telomeres shorten with age. So you've got these markers of biological age. I can take your blood, and without being on an ARE activator, there's a very good chance just from your blood and your lipid oxidation levels, I can tell you what age you are. Stem cells, same thing. We can tell if your stem cells are dormant and not been proliferated and haven't been protected. And then telomeres, can tell by just how short your telomeres are, kind of where you are age-wise. So if you can have this 3-in-1 intervention, much like the engine oil, the radiator coolant, the transmission fluid, a 3-in-1 intervention, but at the same time knowing there's this interplay. So even stem cells have telomeres that need to be protected. If you're protecting from oxidative stress and cells are going longer periods of time between replication, you're also protecting telomeres. You're keeping them longer for a longer period of time. So I'm like, well, what if, because there's an interplay between these three, you could create a synergistic formula that isn't, hey, it's an ARE and RF2 formula plus a stem cell formula plus a telomere formula. Hey, that's going to sell. No, it's not that. It's a beautifully architected interplay of cell signaling pathways, the synergy of the ingredients and the synergy of these networks of communication between cells, modulating healthy antioxidant inflammatory response, modulating a healthy proliferation and protection of stem cells, and moderating a healthy expression of the telomerase enzyme to protect telomeres, but also doing it in a way that if you're dealing with certain things, well, we can't say any disease conditions, but that's part of the modulation. So if you've got a disease condition that would normally cause NRF2 to go rogue, or telomere protection to actually be something you don't want, this formula takes that into account. It's the healthy expression in these three areas that come together to create StelomARE. So stem cells, telomeres, antioxidant response element, ARE, that's StelomARE.